From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to the MTN News at 5 on KTGF. Tom Wiley here on a Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. First tonight. Fentanyl is a potent synthetic opioid drug approved by the Food and Drug Administration for use as a pain reliever. It's a controlled substance that's considered high risk for addiction and dependence. According to the DEA, China and Mexico are the primary source countries, but India is also emerging as a source for finished fentanyl powder and chemicals. MTN's Casey Conlon takes a closer look at the economics behind fentanyl right here in Montana.
Let's call this sugar fentanyl. This is about a kilo's worth, and a kilo can kill 500,000 people, 500,000. It's because all it takes is a 2-milligram dose, like this. A drug trafficker can produce this for $8,000, but can sell 500,000 of these for millions. That's why everyone's terrified.
Fentanyl's the #1 deadliest drug threat our nation has ever seen.
And David Oleski has seen a lot. A 23-year DEA veteran, he's worked in many of the world's drug manufacturing epicenters. But America's current fentanyl crisis is much more personal.
My daughter, Mary Kate, passed away when she was 22 of a fentanyl overdose.
Carol Keenan shared her daughter's story at last week's DEA Family Summit. Mary Kate passed away 8 years ago, before most had ever heard of fentanyl. There were just 4 fentanyl overdose deaths in all of Montana in 2017. Last year, there were 80.
Where pills might sell, honestly, for less than $1, you can come into this state, and we are seeing pills sell for anywhere from $60 to $80.
Agents reported that number from the Fort Peck Indian Reservation.
The profit margins increase. So for a trafficker, that is a market that they want to be in.
Cesar Avila has worked in Billings for 2 years, and he's already seen a drastic change.
I hope in 5 years it's better. I hope so. But yeah, it's hard to say.
But someone has to be saying it. In Billings, Casey Conlon, MTN News.
Partly cloudy with snow on the way. Time now for a check of our forecast with meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
All right, hey, good afternoon, everybody. Things are certainly changing. We've got clouds increasing, some showers, some mountain snow showers starting to develop, and yeah, the winds of change are howling and the temperatures are starting to come down. Not cold yet in Great Falls, but certainly much colder than this past weekend. Cold front just off towards our northwest. The cold front is through around Cup Bank, and the temperatures will be continuing to drop here. Elsewhere around the state, still fairly warmish out in eastern Montana with temperatures in the 60s, but this front will bring some big-time changes to the state here tonight and tomorrow. Weather alerts. A lot of the state is under some sort of an alert. Now, through the rest of this evening, red flag warning continues. Yeah, that kind of a warning where we've got higher fire danger, wind gusting up to 45 miles per hour. A lot of that grass has not turned green yet, so still pretty dry. Humidity down as low as about 20% there. Winter weather advisory, where you see that shade of purple, including East Glacier area down the Rocky Mountain front, including the town of Great Falls, the city of Great Falls. We're looking at likely some snow accumulating here, maybe out to the Lewistown area, and a winter storm warning down for the Beartooths, the Absarokas, the Pryors, and the Bighorns. Another big time snow down there, maybe more than a foot. Here's a look at some of the snow through tonight into tomorrow. Can't see more than about an inch accumulating around Great Falls. Now south of town, closer to Monarch and Nyhart and along the Rocky Mountain front, there will be some more here. Even a little additional snow, mainly in the mountains Thursday, and then Friday could have a little period of some light snow in the north central part of the state. So turning a bit colder. This was from last weekend around the Lincoln area, just north of there, and some people doing some high marking up there in Terminator Bowl. All right, April Fools. Yes, little snow headed our way. April Cools as well. Chill out, man. You might need to break out that winter jacket once again if you haven't put it away just yet. And another warmer weekend, not as warm though. I'll have more in our next check of the forecast coming up.
A local medical team is coming together to help survivors of sexual assault through their trauma. MTN's McKenna Dickey has more on the importance of the SANE program and the support available to survivors.
The SANE program here at Benefis has been helping sexual assault survivors since 2016.
I've been a part of the SANE program for the last 5 years, and we currently now have 7 SANE nurses on. So essentially when a patient comes into the ED or presents with law enforcement for concerns of a sexual assault, we then get consulted, come in and help the patient through reporting if that's what they want to do, or just generalized emergency care for them.
The SANE program at Benefis takes extra measures to ensure the process is as safe and comfortable as possible for each and every patient.
They'll first be seen as an emergency department patient. We make sure that they don't have any life-threatening injuries, things like that. At that point, the SANE nurse will come in. We'll talk about STD prophylaxis, things like that, as well as the option to report. If they do decide that they want to report, we then will collect the kit that most people know for evidence collection, and we will help them report to the police. They'll present here to the ED as well. And we just kind of become a helping hand through them through the reporting process.
With sexual assault affecting people of all ages, it's important for the community as a whole to be aware of the issue and learn more about how we can help put an end to it.
Just like last week, we had a big conference that was open for child sexual abuse and just child abuse in general. Being able to attend those, gain your knowledge, increase awareness that this unfortunately is a thing, and just seeing what you can do to help stop it. It's important just to, raise awareness year-round. This is something that unfortunately is prevalent and is a concern in our community, and I think it's something that needs more awareness community-wide.
In Great Falls, I'm McKenna Dickey with MTN News.
For the 11th consecutive year, a national organization is giving disabled people a chance to showcase their creative side. For the 4th year in a row, a pair of blind Great Falls women are using their imagination to prove that they don't need to be confined to a small space. This year's theme is buddy comedy, and their entry is called Clock Blocked. Jennifer says the disabled community is among the most underrepresented of minority groups, especially in the media, both in front of and behind the camera.
It's important to get out there for us and show that not only can these particular spaces be filled by disabled people, but we can fill them just as good as an able-bodied person.
The awareness campaign for the challenge is underway. For more information on the challenge, you can head to our website. Right on schedule, osprey landed at Montana Wild the same week as they did last year. Montana Wild says that ospreys look for places to nest with limited tree coverage and near water, making places like cell towers near Montana Wild and Spring Meadow Lake ideal. So far, Montana Wild has identified 1 osprey that returned from Central America or the southern United States. Over the past few years, geese have used osprey nests, forcing the ospreys to nest in a different location around Montana Wild. Last year, Montana Wild noticed that one of the ospreys had been banded, allowing them to track it.
That gives us a gold mine of data. We can, know that the osprey is nearly 10 years old. We know where it was born in Drummond and that it survived all this time and that it's choosing to breed here in Helena. So we were able to get that data to the scientist that banded the osprey and just give him a lot of data to help with his studies of osprey in Montana.
Bowditch says that osprey will typically migrate south in mid to late August.